All right, so I think this is recording. Read this problem carefully and then determine what your thing one and thing two are going to be, and then press continue. All right, so let's look at this problem. The Jones family traveled a total of 495 miles on their vacation. During the sections of road where there is no construction, they average a speed of 60 miles per hour. However, during the construction areas, the average speed is only 30 miles per hour. If they spend 5 times longer outside of the construction zones as they do inside construction zones, how long does the entire trip take? All right, so let's call the thing one and thing two the no construction or in construction zone. So here, let's. Well, do I have a color? Oh, I've got to change the layer. Yeah. Okay. No construction in our construction zone. That's what I'm going to call thing one and thing two. Now, if your thing one and thing two is the reverse of that, that's fine. All right. So complete the table and then press continue. All right. So what do we have? We know that we have a total distance of 495 miles. So 495. We know their rates. If it's no construction, they have no problems and they're going 60 miles per hour. But when it's constructions, they've got to slow down to 30 miles per hour. All right. It's asking us how long does the entire trip take. So it doesn't really we want what we want down here is this total time. I'm going to, however, I'm going to call X, I don't know, my no construction time. And then it says they spend 5 times longer outside. So you know what? I'm going to call the construction zone X, and outside of the construction zone, in the no construction zone, which is where they spent most of their time, 5 times X, and that's just to avoid a fraction. And this has units of hours. All right, so they spend 5 times longer outside of the construction zone than they do inside. Okay. Now, I do not know how far they traveled inside or when they were outside of the construction versus inside of the construction zone. I don't have any reason to believe that 495 is equally split either. In fact, if you're spending majority of your time traveling at 60 miles per hour, then that D1 should be significantly larger than D2. The distance that at 30 miles per hour for just a short time in comparison to the other time, you wouldn't have gone as far. All right. So now, and we really the total time then here, I guess, is 6x, and that's eventually what we want to figure out. All right. Now, which of these relationships, which of these equations, are you going to pick to try to use this information? Which relationship are we going to use? Which equation? So once you select that, press continue. All right. What do we have then? Well, we were just arguing that the distances are clearly not the same. The distance that you traveled out, within the no construction in the regular part of the road versus the construction area, that distance is not the same. And clearly, you spent longer in the no construction zone, so we're not going to say that the times are equal to each other. We know that distance is equal to rate times time. Solving that for time, time is equal to distance divided by rate. If we pick to use the total time, then when we have distance divided by rate, we're going to have too many unknowns. So let's explore taking this total distance of 495 and breaking it down into the no construction zone and the construction zone. So this 495 miles, part of that distance we drove through no construction zones, and that was the major part, the longer distance. We know that logically. And through the distance that we traveled through the construction zone. All right. So from our table, and also knowing that distance is rate times time, this first term, we can express it as simply 60 times 5x, our rate times time for thing 1. And our rate times time in thing 2 in the construction is 30 times x. And now we have one equation and one unknown, and we can solve it. So we have 495 is equal to 300x plus 30x plus 30x, 495, 330, and I've run out of room, so I'm going to continue over here, where x is 495 divided by 330, and that's going to clearly reduce. So let's use my calculator so I don't make a silly mistake. So 495 divided by 330, 1.5 hours. Okay. And that was through the construction zone, because we said X was our construction zone. And then our no construction zone was 5 times that. So 7 hours? No, 7.5 hours. All right. So 5x 7.5. So this has, excuse me, hours, and this was the construction zone, thing 2, the construction zone, and this was the regular highway driving, or well, I don't know if it's a highway, but no construction. So the entire, how long does the entire trip take? Well, 9 hours. 1.5 plus 7.5, right? The entire trip, 9 hours. That's my final answer. And I think that's the only thing it asked. So don't be afraid to ask questions. I hope this helps. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.